All right, so good afternoon and welcome to Women Radio 91.7, Nigeria's only radio station for women and their families. Today is the fifth day in the month of December, and today is the 11th day of the 16 days of activism campaign that has been going on for a while now. We're doing it since November 25th, all till the end of the 10th of December 2025. That's what we've been doing, bringing up organizations from different parts of the world doing great work to end digital violence and abuse. My name is Fulua Kirami, and today I am here with Hilary Stephen, Mr. Hilary Stephen, and he's going to be giving us insight and knowledge on what we call NIMI AI. NIMI is a women radio. Today we're spotlighting a groundbreaking innovation from Women Radio 91.7, and that is NIMI AI. NIMI is Nigeria's first AI-powered virtual assistant designed to support women with real-time help, real-time solution, real-time assistance, and guidance altogether, right? That's what NIMI does on Women Radio 91.7. And as digital violence continues to rise, from online harassment to cyberbullying to stalking, threats, exposure, and misinformation, the question becomes, how can technology help us fight back? Since technology is the reason why we have diverse issues going on, how can technology help us fight back? And joining me today is Hilary Stephen. Is here to give us more insight on what NIMI AI can do and also on how it can empower women, protect the vulnerable users, and become a tool in the fight against digital violence and abuse. Good afternoon, Hilary. How are you doing today?
Good afternoon, Folua. I'm doing very well, much. Thank you.
Awesome. So good to have you on the show this afternoon.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
Right. So that will take me to my first question. And one thing I really, want to ask is, what exactly is digital violence to you? What does it mean? And how should Nigerians be concerned about it today?
Okay, so let me just start with the definition of what digital violence means to me. First of all, digital violence refers to any form of harm, abuse, or intimidation that happens through digital devices or the online platform that includes action like threatening messages, cyberbullying, hacking, online scam, stalking, sharing someone's private information without permission, spreading
Yes.
false rumors, using technology to control or manipulate a person. So
Mm.
basically, in just a general term, that is just what physical digital violence means to me personally,
Mm.
and how digital violence, why people need to be concerned about this digital violence that we're speaking of today is the fact that it's an increase. It's always on the rise. The increase in usage of smartphone and social media. Everybody just gets into the phone. You don't hear in the news one day that there's a sudden decrease in purchase of smartphones.
Yes. Yes.
Media. It's always on the rise. So it's one of the reasons why we should be concerned about this, because it has become entangled, it has become fixed or intertwined with our very daily lives. The rise in online scam and impersonation just keeps increasing. These are just some of the reasons why we need to be concerned, because having the spread of misinformation or damaging content can all happen in the digital space. And
Yes.
one very key thing about the digital space is that rather than having it in the physical, is once something damaging about you gets out there, it gets to be seen or to be witnessed by millions of viewers at a particular time. So you can literally just go viral within minutes, within a couple of seconds, and then all of your business is out there to almost everyone that knows you. You get. So the reason why we should be concerned is it has become a tool for people to use to just abuse someone else. Maybe they feel I'm not in a very good time with this person, or I have a personal issue with this person. One of the closest place where you can just damage this person's reputation. We've seen it
It's
in
online.
companies. Yes, we've seen it in several companies where you go to your site and then you see Glassdoor is an example. You see instances where you write reviews about companies, you write reviews about a particular person. The person goes out to your social media handles to write out all sorts of things about you, and there's no way to verify some of these things. You get it's just your word
Yes.
to that person's own. So anybody that knows you or knows the other person will just tend to pick sites. And then with over time, and then that's how your reputation just keeps diminishing.
And
Could
that's
be
really bad.
yes.
I mean, for somebody listening now, if you don't know the meaning of digital violence and how it affects us all, it doesn't affect just one person. It affects every single person. You might say, okay, nobody has done that to me, but at some point, it would be your turn. So, and that's why it's important that we all fight against it now that we can. Now, Nimi AI is Nigeria's first AI radio assistant. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So, how do you think she can help fight digital violence specifically?
Okay, so one of the ways that Nimi could help fight digital violence specifically is to um, spot and respond to harmful online behaviors in real time. So not just having to say she would spot it later and then maybe probably when the internet is back on she responds. No, Nimi responds to harmful online behaviors in real time in the sense that she detects hate speech, she detects threats, she detects cyberbullying, boxing harassment. You get so
Yes.
um, flag abuse pattern like
Mm.
there's a pattern to an abuse you get, and then
Yes.
you flag some of these things. Auto response and warning, warning on safe use guidelines. She also does that. Nimi also educates millions of listeners on digital safety. Like radio segments on online harassment, revenge, deepfake, cyber stalking, impersonation, fraud, etc., and all that. Hmm? Um, give survivors anonymous judgment-free support. Yes,
Yes.
she gives free support to victims of sexual digital violence specifically. One of the ways that she could also help to fight some of this is to counter misinformation that fuels digital violence itself. Things like fake rumors, misleading screenshots, edited audio slash videos, uh,
Yes.
identity related misinformation, and
Mm.
so on. So, fact check viral claims submitted by listeners. So, whenever a listener submits a claim about something, NIMI does a fact check to verify these claims. You get? So she
Yes.
explains how to detect digital manipulation. She also explains how to detect digital manipulation. So there is a pattern towards which digital manipulation, that's social engineering, we call it social engineering in cybersecurity. There is a way they use a certain technique to manipulating how to blackmail you or get sensitive information about you. So the means
Yes.
will help you to be able to detect such type of pattern of questions or pattern of questions that could probably lead to such. Um, One communities of she also wants communities on when harmful narrative starts to trend. So I posted something on our group chat not long ago, I think yesterday, about a pattern which kidnappers use nowadays to be able to get access to your homes. And
Okay.
yes, they lure you out. They use a certain technique to lure you out, and then once you fall for it, you become a victim of whatever it is they intend to do to you. So Nimi also wants communities about some of this narrative or leading trend to which people do use. Nimi also amplifies campaign against tech-facilitated gender violence. Most interviews with NGO lawyers, digital rights experts. She also supports safe digital participation for marginalized group, women, journalists, activists, young people, and so on and so forth. I don't. I feel if there are any more questions to better elaborate on this, I don't know if you would have any other questions for me to further more elaborate on this thing.
course, I just want to, just help everybody understand what Mimi does and how she can help. You've mentioned how she can help people, going through digital violence, and of course, also let people detect when issues arise and things that they need to look out for. Now, I know that Mimi talks and she can have regular normal conversation with people. So now, how does she, because many victims of digital violence don't like to speak up because of shame or fear, how does Nimi create a safe space for these people?
Okay, so one of the ways Nimi creates space for safe people to be able to come out and talk about this physical violence in digital spaces, but Nimi responds with empathy. She has
Mm.
yes, she responds with empathy. She doesn't allow you to feel any shame. You get, there is privacy, there's confidentiality between your conversation you have with Nimi. Her language is supportive. She doesn't blame the victim. You get, she provides practical steps to which you could actually come up
Mm.
in a very confident manner. For many survivors of gender, non-judgmental space, indifferent between suffering slightly and finally seeking help. So Nimi basically helps in those type of ways.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Hilary, for that. Thank you. If somebody wants to get to know Nimi, gets to have conversations with her, get to see what she can do, or talk to her, how do you think they can access Nimi?
Okay, so if you've been listening to WFM 91.7, we've always mentioned this. Nimi is on our website. So just go to WFM 91.7 and just on the homepage there, you would see a tab just on the bottom right corner of your screen that says Nimi. Call Nimi to have a conversation with Nimi. So also type and tell Nimi your problems or what you're facing, and Nimi will respond to you 247. Nimi is always available to respond to you at on our website, WFN 91.7.
At WFM 91.7. So is it like an online thing, always online? Or you can use her offline as well, maybe without internet. Maybe it's urgent and you quickly need to have conversations with her. Is it possible to access Nimi offline?
Okay, no, so sadly, no, you can only access Nimi using the internet because having to log into the WFM 91.7 platform, you would even need internet to get onto that very space. And then having to talk to Nimi, you would also need internet access. Sadly, you can't use Nimi without internet access.
Internet.
Yes.
Can use Nimi without internet. Okay. All right, that's okay. I'm sure that somebody you can always talk to me. Can Nimi help women understand what digital red flags look like? I know
Yeah.
you've mentioned something like that about digital online stalking and all of that, but what are other ways by which Nimi can help people detect red flags?
Okay, so one of the ways Nimi can, or some of the ways that Nimi can help people detect these red flags is when going online, what online grooming looks like. Mm? Nimi can also help in explaining warning signs in clear everyday language. Nimi can break
Yes.
digital red flags such as someone asking for private pictures too early, frequent angry messages over delayed replies, um, over monitoring, send your location. Who are you
Mm,
chatting? Hmm?
mm,
Random links that may contain spyware. Hmm? It teaches
mm-hmm.
what unhealthy online behavior looks like. Um, Love booming followed by sudden withdrawal. Hmm?
Yes.
Guilt tripping through messages. When you guilt trip someone through messaging, you get,
Yeah.
it's a type of reverse psychology. Um, Insult or degrading comments sent privately to someone. Nimi also helps to guide women to protect themselves, how to set strong privacy settings to begin with, how to block reports or document abuse. I remember there was this setting we did on Microsoft 360 where you work. There was this thing we did. There was a setting we put in place, a mechanism that we put in place where it senses any malicious spyware in the mail, and then once it flags it, it automatically quarantines that very email or that very message. So there are certain tags in that Nimi will help you to be able to set up on your device or on your social media in such a way that when it notices a pattern of abuse or certain abusive words or languages in the text, it automatically blocks the text from even arriving on your phone. It automatically blocks it. So it quarantines that message. And if you want to see it on a later time, you can there's a way you can go and maybe probably see it. If you don't want to see it, you can just leave it. Nimi also helps in identifying red flags. It helps them trust their support awareness and confidence by explaining scenarios and giving examples. Nimi helps women feel confident and safe in the sense that navigating the digital space and identifying early warning signs, just as I mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
Yes, and because how it becomes serious. She also helps them trust their instincts. Sometimes in chat, DM, or online interaction feels wrong, you get, even if the person hasn't done anything extreme yet. Nimi can help women understand that discomfort itself is a sign worth paying attention to. So those are just some of the red flags that Nimi can help women understand digital space better.
All right. Thank you so much. You were mentioning that we can detect any form of violence from our phones, on our WhatsApp. Does it mean that we can install Nimi on our phones, or we just let her know about the chat? We let her know about the conversation, then she can detect.
Okay, so Nimi is a supportive listen. Unfortunately, it's not like it's an app where you can just go and download it. It's more of an extension where you use it via our website. So what Nimi does is that she educates you on
Okay.
some of the things. She guides you. She shows you practical steps on how to set up some of these things that you may want to on your phone. But she doesn't. She's not on your phone to do it for you. You would have to be the one to manually do it yourself, but she walks you through the steps. She has a step-to-step procedure on how to help you achieve this. So no, it's not an application where you
Thank you
can.
so much. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. If you'd like to have a conversation with Nimi, get to know Nimi better, and just allow Nimi help you solve any digital problem that you might have, you can go to the website at WFM 917. You'll see a part that has call Nimi. You can call Nimi, talk to her normally like you're talking to a friend on the phone. Thank you so much, Hilary Stephen, for being here on the show this afternoon. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
All right. And thank you to all my listeners who stayed through till the end. And as we continue the 16 days of activism against digital violence, the online spaces should be safe for women and girls and for every user, men or women, everybody in general. With innovations like Nimi AI, Women Radio is taking a bold step to provide protection, information, and empowerment in real time. And remember that violence offline and online is not acceptable, and you deserve safety, respect, and support. My name is Finfolua Akiremi. This is Women Radio 91.7. Join me tomorrow by 12:05 p.m. one more time for the 16 days of activism. Good afternoon.